Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Before I get into this video, I'd like to ask you all to please leave a like and comment on my video and consider subscribing to my channel. Now, in the link in the description down below is a link to a Discord channel. This isn't my Discord channel. This is the link to a new Discord that I have opened up for players in the PvE aspect because I have seen your complaints in the Eve Echoes suggestion box. And trust me, I know just how much those complaints represent. They represent almost 20,000 players for PvE running through PvP routes. I've watched it all, I've read it all. I've been sitting and trolling that group for weeks. And then I know that there's a lot of you complaining about the botters, and it seems like Eve is taking a backseat to all of this because their plate is so heavily loaded. So let's give them another reason to take action against this and change it up for the PvE corporations. So making sure that everything flows well within the game. Now, here's exactly what I am proposing. If you are a PvE corp and you have had enough of being bullied on your PvE encounter routes, join the PVE Defense Force. Now, what is going to happen is we are going to look to get a ton of corps together. I will give you a structure and a routine to build your corp to the optimal performance so that you can make everything happen for you exactly as you need. And being a PvE corp doesn't mean you can't do PvP. It means that you will be able to do PvP when the time is perfect. For now, we'll only be able to do mass operations, and that is what we will start with. And eventually, it will start into a full out operation, carry out every single week, every single month, and things will keep going this way. Now, I also know about the industrial complaints about the botting of the servers and the amount of botting players not getting banned, and the fact that players running multiple accounts are being banned over players running bots who have been proven to have bots via video and other footage. So let's show Eve that we, the player base, can take action. Let's form up this alliance. If all 20,000 PvE complaints players get together and we form up any operation which fills in two sectors, just 10% of that number at one time, we can block up 2 or 3 sectors at a time moving through till we clean up those sectors. And considering that it's about 2,000 players, they're going to experience massive server problems and it will force them to address the issues for us. So this is another reason for you to join. Even if you don't want to be part of the general corporate structure, I will be fine with allowing you in the alliance and having that as just the basis. So when you have a problem, we all get together, we move through a route, we give a big message. And let's say, for example, they don't want to change that syndicate route to a PvE route, we can go through and teach those corps a lesson. Now, you may think that it isn't such a viable option. With 2,000 active players at any one time and a free ship like a Ken U or a Zen U, we can literally jump into the area, wipe out the entire corp, whether or not they put up resistance, whether they're all online or not, wipe them out for a week at a time or even a month at a time because we have the numbers. And trust me, it will be more profitable than you can imagine. You can just sit in the sector farming so that they can only log on 20 or 30 players in their base and kill them off as they come out with their big ships. So there's it. Everybody can farm in their home turf to teach them a lesson. And that is what you can do. That's Pew and Pooh who love sitting on those PvE gates. I know where their station is, and I know where all of their little stations are hidden. If you want to join in on this, give it a hit. Join the group. Form up the massive alliance. Let's go teach them a lesson in their home space and make it ours. And then we can go on and teach the botters a lesson as well. Or we could teach the botters a lesson first, depending on what is decided. This isn't going to be a very easy thing to do. Based on who joins in and what issues are brought to the attention, I will set up a leadership based on the corps, and then I will set up a diplomacy, and I'll merge corps together so we have more conclusive and more conducive relations. Now, I'm expecting this group should have about 20,000 players joining. So if you do end up joining it, just form up, gather together, make this an alliance. If you think that this isn't the way to make an alliance, the original opposing force in EVE Online was formed in a similar manner. That is why they were called opposing force. They opposed the forces that ruled, and they were small little corps who were too poor, who couldn't even fight a PvP battle. They all grouped together, they got the numbers together, and they took them out. They literally took on titans. If you think that Genesis Federation is a titan with 20,000 players, with just the number that will be active every single time of the day, you literally could wipe out every single PvP corp in one day, and nobody could do a thing about it because they will just keep logging on and using free ships. By the time they actually did a dent to your free ships, you'll come out with your heavier hitting ships, and they will have a harder time taking you on because they will be reduced to the cheaper ships. Or if they lost all the cheap ships in the start, they lose all the expensive ships, and then your expensive ships will show up, and it will be a very, very difficult battle for them to win. That is the idea behind this. Join up, join the PVE Defense Force. It is open to every single PVE corp. It will be running. I'm expecting for people to start filling in that group within the next week. So trust me, when you jump on, if you're the first few, don't stress about it. If you're just the leader of a corp, come talk to me. I will set up everything for you, get you everything to get your corp a little bit more structured, a little bit more balanced, help you get some leadership up, help you form up the alliances, and then after a week or two, we can have a full structure. We'll get rid of any botters, anybody running scams. We can just keep running operations all week. Players will have fun doing it as well because trust me, it may not seem like it's so much of fun, but running a small little PvP battle to sort out a problem really will be fun. Your players will enjoy themselves running through the game, and you will enjoy the fact that at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about that botter coming in and farming and making 30 billion while you can't make 3 million because they keep sending their little bots into your sector to kill your farming equipment, or they'll just load up your sector with their bots and you won't be able to farm anything. All of this being considered, here is your chance. And when we finally do get our go ahead and everybody is together, trust me, this is going to be the corp of corps. Everybody on the entire server will either join us or fall to us. That is how big we could be as the PVE Alliance of corporations. There are that many pure PVE players. If you're in a corporation and you're unhappy about it and things aren't going your way and they're not letting you play PVE, they're just making you play PvP all day, join the PVE Alliance. We'll put you in a corporation within us and you can start playing your PVE all day, every day as you need it. And as things go by, when problems arise, we just get together for a few short minutes, clean out an area, and go back to our PVE ways. At the end of the day, it doesn't hurt us because we will run cheap, we will run efficient, and we will run strategies that nobody would expect. Actually, they would expect our strategies, but none of them will actually think that we would run them because they seem that unlikely to succeed. And trust me, when you're running 3,000 players in free ships, just like what Death Phantom, the DP Alliance, the Botter Alliance did, they ran free ibises against Genesis Federation and they actually managed to hold them off for once. And that just is a big show. If we can run 1,200 Ken U's who are way more powerful than ibis, we could crush an entire fleet of any corporation. They could log in every single member, and if we keep running our full membership, we could actually beat them. So if you are one of those guys who are complaining on the EVE official, consider joining up. When this video reaches its 2,000 and 3,000s, I'm hoping that this group will be way past its 50 to 60,000 member count, and that we have the separate channels running each of your corporations in perfect unison, with everybody swapping around between alliances, not having to have problems anymore. You have a problematic member, we can move him around to another corp, and it doesn't hurt you at the end of the day. Things will be easy, and with the new players coming in a few weeks' time, when EVE starts advertising all over YouTube, all over Instagram, Facebook, we are going to have an influx of new players who we can grab hold of as the peaceful corporation who helps each other's players and keep building and expanding until we can do anything we want on the server. Now, that is my message to you as a fellow PvE player, and it is my message to you as one of the content creators. Join my group. I'll form up the corp, and if you think I'm doing it just for YouTube, I will stay out of the corporation if needs be. Appoint somebody who is a good PvP player. let him head up your operations. I will appoint PVE heads who can make sure that your PVE flows perfectly, no problems. You can move into nullsec, clean up small areas, do some activities. We'll even get you in that route. We'll even get you allies. We'll get you allied up with the big corporations, get you farming allowed in their territories. Who knows? With such a big corp, you might even be able to go all the way down to Astoria, because Genesis will count you as allies and give you free farming permits on their sector space. Who knows? There is a possibility. That is how big this alliance could be. We could make any corp bend the knee, just like how they did it in Game of Thrones. This is Daenerys' three big dragons, and that is going to be the PVE Defense Force. So I hope that you join us, and I hope that we rule the server. Thank you all for watching.